Hello, this is Karina. I wanted to share with you this template that I created to help business owners summarize their financials for tax reporting purposes. You'll notice that this worksheet has a few tabs, one for your standard business income and expenses, one for cost of goods sold, vehicle expenses, and home office. You should enter all of your data in the larger table that's on the left-hand side. It's a table with various shades of green. And if you try to double click on any of the summary tables that are to the right, you'll receive an error message. I have locked the sheet to prevent any accidental changes in formulas, but don't worry. Each worksheet can be easily unlocked by selecting the Review tab from the upper ribbon and select the option to unprotect sheet. I did not include a password with this worksheet, but you're welcome to add one at a later point in time. Once the worksheet is unlocked, you can edit any part to fit your needs, such as adding additional rows to your input tables. More on this later. All right, so you'll want to grab copies of your bank statements and receipts and start inputting your data. You'll add your transactions to the table that's to the left, and the tables to the right will summarize your transactions. Take a moment to familiarize yourself with the account categories. I have included some of the most common expenses deducted on the Schedule C. Please note that our summary tables are separated between income and expense accounts in order to behave like an income statement. So for our first entry, we'll record a purchase of supplies from Walmart. We'll input the amount for the purchase, and you'll see that the summary tables will include this amount in the appropriate category. The summary will become a little more apparent with our next entry. We'll record another purchase for supplies from Walmart, and as you can see, our summary total is now 500, the sum of our two entries. Next, we'll record a sale. This is going to be for something that we sold on Etsy, and we'll categorize this transaction under gross receipts, one of our income accounts. We'll record the amount for our sale. After recording our sale, our tentative net profit is 0. The net between our gross sales, 500, and total expenses, also 500. Enter your values as positive numbers, even for returns and allowances. After recording the return, our net income or loss becomes a loss of $50. From this point, you'll start to get the hang of it. We'll record another sale just in case. Next, we're going to calculate our cost of goods sold. You'll only need to add data to this tab if your business sells inventory. If you don't sell inventory, you can skip ahead. The first thing you'll need to do is record your beginning inventory balance. Take a look at last year's tax return or your financial statements for this information. Next, you can record the purchases that were made during the year. And at the end of the year, you'll want to do a physical count and valuation of your inventory. This amount can be 0 if you sold all of your inventory during the year and don't have anything left on hand. The calculated cost of goods sold will carry over to the first worksheet and count toward your bottom line. All right, we've made it to vehicle expenses. This worksheet allows you to track up to 2 vehicles. If additional vehicles are needed, you may need to duplicate this worksheet. We'll first want to enter the information about our vehicle. We'll add our business miles and our personal commuting miles. We'll want to respond to the drop-down questions. Your tax preparer will need this information to report on your tax return. And for this example, we'll only worry about one vehicle. Here, you can also see what you might be able to deduct on your return if you're eligible to deduct under the standard mileage method. Like our previous entries, all data entry is on the left-hand side and our summary tables will be on the right. The primary difference between this worksheet and the previous ones is that we do need to specify our vehicle number or else nothing will carry over to our summary tables. Here's what the summary table will look like if we had a second vehicle. Those costs would be summarized separately. All right, we've made it to home office expenses. We'll add the square footage of our home office and the total square footage of our home. This table will calculate our business use of home percentage and how much we can expect to deduct if we're eligible for the simplified method. Next, we'll start recording our transactions. Most of our home office expenses will be indirect expenses, such as property taxes and interest. These costs are allocated between our business use and personal use of our home. Here's an example of a direct expense to show what the summary tables would look like. These are expenses that do not need to be allocated between personal use and business use. If you have any questions, please connect with your tax preparer or CPA or leave a comment below. As previously mentioned, each worksheet is locked to prevent accidental changes to any of the formulas. If you do need to add additional rows to your input tables, you'll need to select Review from the upper ribbon and select Unprotect Sheet. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment below if you have any questions or have any suggestions as to how I can improve this worksheet. Thank you.